Hi, I'm Dr. Mike Mihailovich, a developmental and licensed clinical psychologist with Caravel Counseling and Diagnostic Services. Professionally, I focus on autism, developmental delays, and other neurodevelopmental concerns for approximately a decade and a half. I have been completing autism-focused diagnostics with Caravel for 10 years now, and I currently lead a team of 16 doctors and master's level clinicians with CCD. The diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder relies on integrating early developmental history, caregiver report, and direct observation of the child. At CCD, caregiver and developmental information is gathered through structured diagnostic interviews and the use of the Vineland Adaptive Behavior Scales. In order to observe the child, the clinicians use either the Tele-ASD-PEDS, a tool developed by Vanderbilt University for children under the age of 3, or the Tele-ASD Kids, a tool developed by the University of California, Davis for children over the age of 3 with varying language abilities. Both of these tools incorporate structured activities modeled after the activities found in the ADOS-2, with the caregivers facilitating the play and interaction while the clinicians observe and code the behavior remotely. All of the data sources are then synthesized, and clinicians complete the Childhood Autism Rating Scale in order to generate a norm reference score supporting the diagnostic decision making. At CCD, we utilize telehealth for a number of reasons, primarily for access, comfort of the child, and a positive caregiver experience. Access, we are able to get families in for a diagnostic appointment very, very quickly, much faster than the national average. In 2025, we were averaging approximately 60 days between initial family contact and final diagnostic report. Currently, here in 2026, we are trending a little bit faster. And so we're able to get families in approximately a month and a half between initial call and final report. Comfort of the child is paramount to gaining accurate diagnostic data. And so a child tends to be much more comfortable in their naturalistic home environment with their familiar things, familiar toys, familiar people. And we can get a better read on the child's behavior and their interaction if they are feeling comfortable. And then the last one is positive caregiver experience. Research supports the idea that parents tend to respond very favorably to the telehealth process. They like the quick access, they like the speed in which they can get answers, and they also feel more engaged in the diagnostic process. Via telehealth, the caregivers are very involved in the evaluation. In person, through the ADOS, parents are often asked to sit to the side and only interact when the child engages with them. So a lot more involvement in the diagnostic process. We use the Tele-ASD Peds and Tele-ASD Kids through the telehealth model, specifically because research tells us that there is a high level of agreement between a in-person multidisciplinary evaluation, which includes the ADOS, and a telehealth evaluation that includes one of these Tele-ASD tools. Research typically supports that the agreement is up to 95%, typically between the 85 and 95% range. That is why we utilize telehealth, why we use the tools that we use. Again, I'm Dr. Mike Mihailovich. I am happy to answer any additional questions that you may have, and we'd be happy to facilitate a meeting to make that happen.